I'm Reece Stein, at your leisure, at YMCA Camp Roger in the High Uintas, where 50 years ago I was a counselor in this very cabin, taking care of kids a lot like these. We thought we'd come back 50 years later to see how things have changed.
The most noticeable change? Girls! Camp is co-ed. In my day, girls and boys came during separate weeks. The cabins are much the same, although they've been redone now with porches and built-in bunks. Y Camp was built in 1948 on the site of a Depression-era CCC camp along Soapstone Creek, 15 miles east of Camas, by camp namesake and the man who hired me, Roger Freund. The lodge he built in the 50s has been remodeled, but is basically the same building. The horrible pit toilets of my era have long since been replaced by modern restrooms and showers. The program hasn't changed much in half a century. Kids aged 7 through 15 still live in cabins for a week, still play sports, do crafts, and of course, ride horses.
Yep, that one's Indy's. So what's the first thing you guys put on? The saddle pad. That's right. I'm going to go for you.
Yeah. Now, when I was a counselor here, we just put the kids on the horse and went for a ride, but you've got a much more extensive program. What do you do with these kids?
We have a big program. We have 5 different levels that our kids go through, ranging from junior angler to advanced. They learn everything from how to control their horses at the walk, trot, and canter, how to pack a horse for a day-long trail ride, how to saddle, bridle, unsaddle, how to groom them properly.
12-year-old Winter Star of South Jordan pays extra to get extra time with the horses. She's back for a 3rd year.
Just a feeling of being free and being able to be with an animal that I love and being outside in nature.
It's really fun working with them, but the mules, which are half horse, can be really stubborn, and some of the horses, like Buddy, he just wants to eat food, and so he'll be a pain in the butt.
It's just fun to be out and riding on them and controlling this animal that's so much more heavier than you and bigger than you. Power!
Beginner equestrians get basic training in the corral.
Horsemanship 1, they don't have to have any horse experience, and so a lot of them, this is their first time ever on a horse, so we have to do all the basics pretty much, and they have to learn how to get on and off and stop and walk. Those are the first things we go over. So we get them over that initial bump of, oh, this is a big horse that's gonna go off somewhere.
And the fun doesn't stop when the ride is over. Speaking of riding, here's something we didn't have 50 years ago, mainly because mountain bikes hadn't been invented yet. But some things never change.
What are you making?
Making a square boondoggle.
What for?
My friend. I'm making her a bracelet.
Nice.
Boondoggle, archery, map reading, and basketball filled the days. But this camp is run by the YMCA, and Director Amy Henry says the week is about a lot more than just having fun.
Every camper will leave camp with a dog tag of one of the 4 core values of the YMCA: caring, honesty, respect, or responsibility. And we say this is your choice. You are working on one of these values. You pick it, you work towards it, and work with your counselor to set those goals. And how can you be more responsible this week? How can you be more respectful? What will you do that makes you a caring camper?
I love it. It's so much fun meeting all these new people and just having a blast.
As a counselor, I got my first taste of leadership and dealing with the enormous responsibility that the parents of young boys rested with me each week. The kids learn new skills and how to be responsible members of a group. Counselors learn lessons that will pay off for, well, 50 years at least, and counting.
I'm learning things from these guys. They're teaching me a lot. I'm going to be a teacher, so a lot more experience working with this age group.
Reece Stein, at your leisure at YMCA Camp Roger.